But as long as none of these belts run dry, I would say 23 per minute is probably solving our satellite problem. G'day mate, welcome back to Factorio with me, JD. And first off, I'm going to make sure I got sound on. Yep, sound's on. Okay, so this episode, what I want to do is actually want to reboot the base back up. I turn it all off to... Where are you going? Oh, okay. I had to turn the whole base off to basically reboot Train Supply Manager. And basically I needed to have this module sort of draw from its local outposts. This module draw from its local outposts. This one draw from these two and a little bit from over here, and this one draw from basically this cluster down the bottom. And that's basically what I've been doing. First off, in my infinite wisdom, which is not the correct way to set it up, is I had Iron 15 or Iron Outpost 15, and then I was sending them all to a station called Iron 8 because it just made my life easier. What I should have been doing is calling this Iron 15 and then calling all these stations Iron Stacker 15 or something like that. So they, these iron trains differentiated from these iron trains, from, I don't know, wherever the next set of iron trains are, up here, etc., etc., which I didn't do. Which meant when I went to reconfigure things, I had to actually turn everything off to rename all the stations to then boot everything back up. Which I've done that. And basically what I've actually done, and I'm going to go through and set up one of these, but I have a copper S. So a copper S draws from copper south first, then copper central next, then east next, then west next. So down here, we're going to use a copper S. So we're going to draw from the south stations first, which is these ones. Then we're going to draw from the central stations, which is these ones. Then we're going to draw from the east stations, there. And then we're going to draw from the west stations. And the idea is, copper, not iron. But the idea is that if there's no trains available in the southern branch that are full of copper, ready to move out, then it will actually start looking at the next lot of stations. And that's the idea I'm working on. And in theory, it should work. And the way we set this up is I'm going to do an iron one. So I want a iron plate is the first marker I'm using. And then I want a W for west. And literally, I just need to copy this one. So we hit select. And I want to pull from Iron 8 West first. So, West. So it's going to pull from these iron stations. I know it's really, really hard to see with all this overlay on the screen. Actually, no, even shrinking that didn't help. So I want to pull from Iron West first, and then I want to pull from Central next. So, Central is these stations. Crap, these aren't renamed. Okay, I need to go rename them. I'll do that afterwards. So then it pulls from like these outposts here in the middle. And then we want to pull from the east stations, which is this section in here. I know it's not really east, but I called these east. We're going to go with east, and then from the south section. So, let's just reset that up. So I want Iron West, Iron Central, then I want East, and then I want South. And I hit save. And this is going to put it in here, and all I need to do is so this is for the western module, so I need to go to this module. I need to change each one of these little pretty lights here to use an iron and a W. And I'm actually going to set these down here at the copper ones first. So I've gone copper south. And if I just clear things off the screen, it means I'm going to be pulling from these stations first. And luckily enough, I can set this light once, copy and paste. And basically we're just going to go through and we're going to set up one station. And then after this station's set up and fired, I'm going to actually start turning on the trains to come here. So I was using iron. This is now south. And as you can see, it changes over the list of stations it comes from. So it's iron south, central, east, and west. If I look at the light, I haven't changed yet. It was just pulling from iron drop 3, wherever the hell that is. So we're just going to change these over. And that should be done. It has a process priority. Honestly, not sure what that does. Not going to argue. But yeah, that should be set up. Now, I've got this whole system, this whole module's backed up completely. It's ready to go. I just need to turn on its trains. And back at base, I have the trains set up, ready to go. They don't have well, they do have an unloading station. The belts just don't actually hook up yet. Turn on all these. And you'll have to, you'll have to bear with me. I sort of need to apologize. Not that I really need to apologize. But yeah, I have a terrible bout of probably RSI. If you're on my Discord, you would have known about this for a couple of days. I have a really bout of, it's probably RSI. Where I'm still waiting on doctor's reports to come back, etc. To confirm. But yeah, I'm struggling with all mouse movements currently, which is not a lot of fun. So I just missed these trains, which is unfortunate because they probably need to come to... Good question, JD. Probably to here. This copper would definitely go with the West Bank. This iron would probably go with the Central Bank. But we need to copy that and paste that there. And I also need to get satellites in here, which is something I haven't really done anything about. Help if I had belts. 500. Where is that train? You are actually coming to this station. Cool. When you get here, wait for a passenger to be present, please. Because I need the belts. You know what? I'm going to be really lazy. And it's going to look less neat. I could just bring it in from this side. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to bring it in from this side. It's so weird not to have things that you'd normally have on your toolbar are no longer on your toolbar because you're sort of done with building all the belts and everything else. So now I'm purely working with ghosted items most of the time. I need one of those there. I probably need that rail report back actually. Yeah. Put that there. Hook that up. And then I think that's the last one, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay. This whole poor base is gonna have to kick on and make 10 bazillion. I'm requesting 500 built. There's 130 on the way. Let's go raid the train. Yeah, this whole base is going to have to kick on and build a whole bunch of... Can I just... Thank you. Build a whole bunch of satellites. Like a lot of satellites. Science-wise, basically I drained everything. I let the PC run, and I just drained everything. And unfortunately, I was out all day, so I was hoping to get back and... Can we turn off legs, maybe? Oh, that's a little bit more safe way to run around. Okay, and then if I build this little bit... Let's hook up those two belts, hook up those two belts, hook up those two belts. I actually don't want these satellites being made. Yeah, full inventory. Let's go with trash those. It's alright, as long as they're in my inventory, that's fine. Because I actually have a chest over here to dispose of extra satellites in case I end up with 1,000 satellites in my pocket, which has never happened at all during this particular playthrough. You have outputs. Please tell me I remove that belt. I didn't remove the belt. Can we stop putting, please? I cleared all this out. Thank you. Turn the legs back on. This requested chest. You can have 1.1k space science. Alright. So, that's that running again. Hopefully we're making satellites fast enough. Unfortunately, that also means that what I have buffered down here in these train stops is going to start drying up. So I need to set the requests on these, which is going to be... So we have a south, we have a west, so this is going to be central. So I need a iron C, and I'm already requesting one train. I'll just copy these across, requesting 2 trains, 3 trains, yep. I knew we'd start bleeding through materials real fast. But this is one of the things I love about Train Supply Manager. Like, I can... Had I named my outposts correctly, I can then prioritize which train comes where to deliver what. And in theory, and I know I do say in theory, it's as quick as just going and renaming or relisting the priorities. Like in the case of this one, we're calling 3 trains already because that looks really dry really fast. That's working, that's working, that's working. That's working. How many trains are you calling? 4. Wow. What is this one calling? 4 as well. So we're going to start seeing this build at least kick in. And unfortunately, at this end, I've now got 4 trains going to this station. So you're coming back. You're going out. You're unloading or about to unload. And you're coming back. I might need 5 trains at this southern one because it's just so far away. Like the trains have to come all the way out to the outskirts, all the way down here to load and unload. And then they need to come back up here, all the way through here, into here to unload. Now, I can shorten that a lot by literally just running a dedicated line from there and hooking into the back. And that way they wouldn't have to travel all the way around, which is probably a really good idea and probably something I should do and probably something I haven't done yet. Well, in fact, I definitely haven't done yet. So that's that build up and running. Let's go turn the west build back on. As you see, the UPS has already dropped down to 70. And technically, I only... Actually, no, technically everything's running. Like, the only thing I'm not doing currently is I'm not bringing in new ore. Like, we're making 14,000 space science packs per minute. 13.8. 14, yep. Armor trees. Where is this build? Still miles away. It's funny, like, running around on concrete, I move too fast, especially at double game speed. And then as soon as you hit grassland, it's like, no, I don't run fast enough anymore. I'd really like a little bit of concrete, refined concrete I could lay down in front of me as a path, just to give me that little bit extra speed. Yep. All that can go away, thank you. Oh, that's a forest. As long as the bots are as fast or faster than I am, I'm happy. Alright, so this is the west side. So we're going to change that to a W. And you're already calling 2 trains, so then copy and paste. Because technically, like I said, this is already fired up. We're obviously pulling ore in. We're just not bringing more ore into the station. Now, I never change coal, purely because I just don't have that many coal outposts. You're already calling 2 trains. That's not too bad. Done. Okay, if that's done, we will throw some fuel. I just did it again. Why for? Fine. Products finished 8, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8. It's definitely running. And I see some satellites. I see some satellites. I see a satellite there. I see a satellite there. And I see a satellite there. So hopefully we're making 15 satellites per minute. I don't think we are. Let's go to the 10-minute graph. 12. We're using 15. 16. It's 15. It's 15. Or 12.8. Okay, so we don't quite have enough satellites. Alright, so we're going to have to go do something about this build. And I think, honestly, what we're going to do is just going to duplicate it. The radars, we're definitely building fast enough. So I'll just have to get radars out of here somehow. Or actually probably split the belts. Split the belts and just duplicate the whole build. Yeah. Alright, first things first. Let's get this build up and running. So you're going to be... Did I just make the other one west? Or east? Oh, it doesn't copy across. Okay, actually, if I click on you, you came from copper west. You're meant to be east. Shit. Okay, so I need to go fix that. West. West, 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 west. Out of curiosity, where are you coming from? So the trains are coming from west and then from central and central. Obviously because I don't have enough trains at the west station to keep up with demand. Because they all got sent to the east station. Because I wasn't paying attention. West. Same here. You're coming from... Okay, so they're broken. West, west. west. So maybe I have enough iron trains. But I've only turned on the first one. Let's go turn on all the other ones. And you're calling 2 trains. West, 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 west. How many trains are we calling? 4. Okay. Alright. Actually, whilst we're here, because there's a station right here, I'll show you how I changed these over. So, first thing I did was I disconnected the track so the trains can't run away. I want to put this as part of... Where do you join in? You join in right here. Okay, so you make a logical sense to be in the west. So, copy a station that says west, and then paste it to all these stations. So they all say west, 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 and then delete everything. Add you back to west, circuit condition, and it needs to be the train supply station. So when it comes to this S, it needs to be set with a circuit condition of 0, and that way train supply manager can pick it up. And then I'm just going to copy the commands to all of those. Why is this train sitting here doing nothing? And the answer is because half the mines have gone and disappeared. In fact, technically you can't run anymore. But for today's example, we're just going to paste that on there. And then I rejoin the tracks. I don't stand on it whilst I do it, because these trains have a habit of just going all the way around the block. And you have absolutely no signaling on the way out. Good job, JD. Good job. Good job. Okay. Unfortunately, you've got to come out into this mess to then loop back in. So, bit of congestion, but it should be fine, he says. I think that's the same thing I say every single time before I have a major congestion and everything backs up and nothing goes anywhere. Okay, we want to go from here over to here. Really? Why is there no path? Oh, I'm on the input train track. Never mind. I want to go there. Now, as you can see, this is not a deadlock. This is just congestion. It's a lot of it's got to do with these trains looping around and leaving and going back in. But after they clear off, hopefully it improves enough. Yes, it's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's bad. Where are you going? You're going to sat drop 6 from Iron Central. So Iron Central to... Yeah, okay. And you didn't path out... Oh, it doesn't path out that way. It paths out here. Maybe I need to have this join in here. And that way it could path out a little bit further down this way. And maybe avoid this intersection. Like, some of these intersections are really bad. Some are really fine. This one's been notoriously bad. Where are you going? You're going to sat drop 13, which again is up here from these central stations. Yeah, this intersection has been really bad, and I was hoping some of these changes would help, and they haven't really helped. Problem is, this intersection are already so close together that I can't really put another T-junction in the middle. I can, but I shouldn't. That's probably the best way of putting it. I don't know. Alright, but look, technically, as long as we can keep up with our satellites... nope, that belt has less on it than it did before. I see satellites there, satellites there, satellites there, satellites there, satellites there. So we're not short on satellites yet, but I think we're losing the satellite battle. Okay, out of the train, pick that up. You're meant to be set to east. And again, one of the things I love about Transport Manager is that's all it takes. That's all it takes to now pull trains from the other side of the map or from different outposts. Any trains that are already called here, they're fine. We're just going to ignore the fact that they were called here. And any new trains should come from... Delete. Delete. Okay. Any new trains should come, rather than coming from here, they should come from here, which again should simplify that bit of track there that's having slight congestion issues. The other thing I should really point out with Transport Manager, and something I should have done a long time ago, is the requesters. What am I looking for? No, they're requesters. I don't want requesters. I want supplier train stations. No. Okay, so I can't. It won't do what I want. But if I ping the map for where coal drop sat is, I get a nice little mini map right here. And if I get rid of requesters. If I get rid of that, I can at least get a little mini map of where that is, along with it, he puts this ping on the map with the icon, which is really handy with multiplayer maps when you have no idea where anything is, because it's multiplayer. Okay, so if I put that in there, we're going to go to here, please. And we're going to attempt to double up our satellite production. Although, like I said, 15.2 thousand sites, which technically means we're doing 15 satellites per minute, or 15 rockets per minute, which is basically the end goal I was aiming for. And you could argue points, but like that's 60 UPS. You know the best part? I still haven't closed down Chrome. I don't know, lots of people have seen like the recent like Friday Facts videos and that sort of stuff, and you've seen how many Chrome windows I've got running. They're all still running. The machine has still lost off to the ether 27 gigabytes worth of RAM, doing important things. Only 4.5 is for Factorio. The other 22 is just, 20, 23, 24. It's off doing probably Chrome and a couple of video editing softwares. Because I'm just bad at shutting things down. Really bad. On another note, I finally did work out a way to transfer Australian dollars to US dollars into a MasterCard/Visa credit card, so I can keep my US dollars as US dollars and spend them as US dollars, which meant I actually closed the tabs that I had open for I don't know how long in regards to that problem. Okay, so I want all of that basically. Okay, you can go there. That can all go in the trash. I want... Actually, you know what? I want just all of that. Okay, undeconstruct, redeconstruct. Steel line, I really don't want to put a kink in you, but you're starting to ask for it. Where you're going to output there. Nope. Okay, I'm going to put you there like that. And actually, I don't even know if I need a long-handed inserter yet. So we just need an assembly machine, 2 assembly machines, a couple of beacons. No, the beacons are just flying across the map now. So 2 assembly machines, and that'll probably do us. And You have the assembly machines. 1, 2. I've now got a whole stack of 50. Sorry, it probably means that one of these, that one. Can you have half back your thing back, please? A little trash, one bit of wire. Okay. No, if beacons flew across the map, that means speed modules also flew across the map, so that's that problem sorted. Okay. Substation? Robots? No, you should be in construction range. Okay. Alright, first things first. We need iron and gears. So let's do iron and gears. Okay, and that one was rocket fuel. So we're going to make that one satellites. Which still has that problem that I never got around fixing. It's missing... I think it's missing three whole lanes of green circuits. Because I never bothered fixing it. Oh look, there's my robots. That explains why things weren't happening. Okay, so there's that one, and then there's these green circuits. So I'm going to spin that way. We're going to put an underground there. Nope. Technically, I might need that still. We're going to bring that in tight across there. Okay, so that's that being done. Then we need all these other materials. So, what do we have? We have low density structures. Actually, it's not low. Yeah, that's low density structures. It's late. I apologize. That satellite out. So let's take that belt and bring it over here. I'm literally going to park it right into the other side of that splitter. Okay, so then we need blue circuits. Okay, and then accumulators, and then rocket fuel. Jump. Wrong button. Sorry, like I said, really, really bad RSI at the moment. There'll be a channel update video to follow, but basically I'm going to end up taking a couple of days off. That and it's school holidays, so when I say a couple of days, I'm probably closer to a week. But yeah, look forward to a upcoming channel update video in regards to all that sort of stuff, but that should fix our satellite production. We're down to 13, so one of these silos ran out. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, maybe we're short on trains. We'll look at that in a minute. But as long as none of these belts run dry, and blue circuit seems to be running the best, I would say 23 per minute is probably solving our satellite problem. And of course, once the belt's back up, eventually that'll provide back pressure through all of this, and all of this will back up and we'll start calling in less trains, which in theory will give us more UPS. No, I'm not putting down a fourth blueprint. Don't even ask it. Don't even ask it. Don't even bring it up in the comments. It's not happening. Because a fourth blueprint will require outposting. Or we have a deadlock. We have a deadlock. We have... You're trying to go up. You're trying to go up. You're trying to go in. You're trying to come out. You're trying to go in and in. You're meant to be a chain signal. And you can't move either. I have a deadlock. I have a deadlock that's this big. Alright, so I got a deadlock I need to go fix, which is going to run all these dry. Has run all these dry. No, the dry stations. Okay. I fixed the satellite problem. I fixed the silo problem. I have not fixed the rocket fuel problem, which is probably down to one train is in a deadlock. You're moving, and you're moving slowly. Okay, so I need to go fix the deadlock, but that's it. We now have 15 rockets per minute, beautifully launching up in the sky. So, with that, I'm going to leave this episode here. I have no idea. I have no idea what we're going to do for next episode. Yeah, not at all. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to leave this episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. Do hope you're enjoying the series all the way up until now. And moving forward into whatever we're doing in the next episode. Because I might have just run out of ideas. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye.